find the turning point. We're now going to look at cubic functions, and we are going to start specifically by looking at how we find the turning point of cubic functions. And a cubic function can have two turning points, or it can have one point which we call the point of inflection, but when you want to find it, it also has got a gradient equal to 0. So f of x prime at that particular juncture is equal to 0. So it will be interesting to see what this function which we are going to do is going to have. So we know that, let's have a function, a cubic function. F of x is equal to 3x cubed minus x squared minus 5x plus 3. Now I have a cubic function here, and I want to find just the turning point, because the turning point is part of the special properties of a cubic function. So now I want to find the turning point. So at turning point, remember, f of x prime is equal to 0. Now this is the information we are going to use, and we're going to use it quite effectively. Now I want to then now find f of x prime. So f of x prime, remember our differentiation, is now going to be equal to 9x squared minus 2x and minus 5. So that's now our f of x prime. Now for us to be able to find the x value, obviously remember f of x prime here, we said it's equal to 0 at the turning point, and we want to find turning points, so we're going to substitute for f of x prime with 0, because the turning point f of x prime is equal to 0. Then this is going to give us 9x squared minus 2x minus 5. Now this is a great opportunity for you now to go back and practice your quadratic formula. So in our quadratic formula, remember, our quadratic formula, we first of all identify a, it's 9, and our b, which is the coefficient of x. Remember, a is the coefficient of x squared, and b is the coefficient of x, which is the number in front of x, and in this case it's minus, don't forget the sign, and minus 2, there we have it, and then we've got our c then being equal to minus 5. Now most people tend to forget about the negatives, especially those which go with the coefficient of x, or the constant, or even the coefficient of x squared. Now we then write our quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is going to be minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac. Everything here is divided by 2a. Now what is going to be interesting is that this formula is usually given to you. It is there in the formula sheet, so if you forget it, I normally advise people to just always check that they are writing the correct formula. Sometimes we are in a rush and we forget that we might write the wrong formula. And now I substitute. And when I substitute, I use brackets. Don't forget to use brackets. So it's minus, then where there is b, I put a bracket. Now remember, my b is minus 2. So I'm going to put minus 2. And then now I'm going to come down, plus or minus square root. Again there is b. Again I put minus 2 squared. Then minus. Then we've got 4. Then bracket. Now we've got a, which is 9. And then here we have to extend this one. And then our c is minus 5. It's minus 5. And that is all going to be divided by the 2 and the a, which is 9. Now at this particular juncture, you are going to go straight to your calculator and you will punch that on your calculator. Most people have the Casio calculator, so that is the best. So you are going to take your Casio calculator and punch those values. And remember, you are going to punch that. We're not doing quadratic equations, so we're just going to punch that in our calculator. And I've just finished punching mine in my calculator, and I'll get 2 answers. And my 2 answers are x is equal to 0.86, or x is equal to negative 0.64. Now I've got the x values. And because I have the x values, I am now going to use those same x values to find the y values. And I'm just going to find the y values by substituting into f of x. So finding the y values, remember, we go back to the original equation. F of x is equal to 3x cubed minus x squared minus 5x plus 3. Now, remember our values. Let's just go back to our values. If we want to go back to our values, we had our values as x is equal to 0.86. Again, you see there at the bottom, and we also had x is equal to negative 0.64. So because we had that, we now need to go back and we are going to write down our values of x. Our values of x in this particular case are x is equal to 0.86 and x is equal to negative 0.64. Now once we have looked at it like that, we have said that okay, fine, we can now substitute for f, and then this will be 0.86 is equal to 3 bracket 0.86 cubed minus bracket 0.86 squared minus 5 bracket 0.86 plus 3. And then that will give us, if we punch our calculator, so it's 3 bracket 0.86 close bracket to the power of 3 minus bracket 0.86 close bracket squared minus 5 0.86 close bracket plus 3, and then that will give us negative, this will give us negative 0.13. Now we go to the other function, f of negative 0.64 Now I just go back to my calculator, and remember we are substituting 0.64 cubed, that's negative, cubed minus bracket 0.64, it's negative 0.64 squared minus 5 bracket negative 0.64 plus 3, and there we just come and this one is going to be 5,0,0. Now our turning points then become 0.86 and the y value is negative 0.13 and negative 0.64 and 5,0,0. Those are the turning points of the cubic equation.